Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about severe weather. In today's video, I'm doing kind of a regular video style of a video here, not a slideshow this time. So once again, in today's video, we have a lot to talk about in today's video, so let's get into things. We have a marginal risk of severe weather for today, not a big risk, not as big as what we're going to be looking at later on in the video, but a marginal risk of severe weather, 1 out of 5 on the scale. So be prepared for maybe a few strong thunderstorms isolated down in southeastern Florida. So there is a possibility of a few thunderstorms down there. So be watching that closely. Luckily, no tornado threat. There is a wind and there is a hail threat. So there is a wind and hail threat, but no tornado risk expected down there in southeast Florida. So that's the good news. Some areas, Miami, Florida in this. For Lauderdale, Florida. So Hollywood, Florida, all in this potential marginal risk here. Tomorrow we have an enhanced risk severe weather that could be upgraded to a moderate risk maybe tomorrow. There's a big marginal slight and then a big enhanced risk here. I think there could be a moderate risk that could be issued tomorrow for the possibility of a few tornadoes, potentially 1 or 2 being intense here. Here is our tornado outlook. We have a 5% chance of tornadoes, 2% chance, and a 10% chance of tornadoes, with SIG meaning a few significant tornadoes possible in this black region. So we could see a few significant tornadoes near Houston, Texas, Austin, Texas, Waco, Texas, Killen, Texas. Could see a few significant tornadoes here. In that 10% region, we may see a 15% chance that could be issued for tomorrow, so we will have to watch this area very closely for a few tornadoes and a few being potentially significant here in these areas. Our wind threat is also 30% chance here for some areas of eastern Texas here of 30% chance. It doesn't include the whole enhanced region, but it does include probably about half or maybe 75% chance of the enhanced risk region. We see a 30% chance, including Houston, Texas, Waco, Texas, College Station, Texas, Sugarland, Texas, some of those areas in that 30% chance of wind. There's also a big 15% chance and a pretty big 5% chance of damaging wind. Our hail is a 30% chance, with SIG meaning significant hail up to 2 inches in diameter possible here. So we are seeing that 30% chance. It includes, I think, most of the enhanced risk region here. And our SIG even goes out into the 15% chance area also. So 2-inch in diameter hail is possible for some areas in Texas tomorrow. So be prepared. I'm going to try to have a live stream tomorrow for you guys here. So I'll try to have that for you guys for the possibility of a few tornadoes tomorrow with large hail and a damaging wind threat, especially as we go in through the night here. So we have enhanced risk that could be upgraded to a moderate risk. We'll be watching that very closely. All of the threats are at an enhanced level here. Our tornado, wind, and hail are all at the enhanced risk level. 10% chance of tornadoes, 30% chance of wind, and a 30% SIG, severe weather risk of hail. So, yeah. Also, our D3, we have a moderate risk of severe weather here. And this is rare. We don't see this very often. We see a moderate risk for day 3. This is 3 days out. And we already have a moderate risk issued. We see this marginal risk. It did get extended a little more north. They made a update the marginal risk line last night. There is also a slight risk of severe weather, and there's an enhanced risk of severe weather. Then there's that moderate risk of 4 out of 5 on the scale here for Louisiana and Mississippi, including Jackson, Mississippi, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Clinton, Mississippi, Pearl, Mississippi, seeing a moderate risk of severe weather. That's 4 out of 5 on the scale here. That's pretty big for a day 3 outlook here. So we could potentially maybe have a high risk. I don't think we will as of right now, as some of the models are showing more higher values for tomorrow than day 3 here, but we will have to watch for still a few significant tornadoes happening here, with maybe some large hail and damaging wind. I think will possibly be a threat in this region also. Here's our probabilistic here. A 5% chance here, 15% chance. Then we see that 30% chance here. And then we even have a 45% chance of severe weather for day 5 here. So, and even are significant here, meaning significant severe weather possible in that region, in that black region, especially in the 45% chance area. We could be seeing some significant severe weather, including tornadoes, a couple being intense tornadoes in that region. So we're going to have to watch that very closely. Some of those areas in that significant risk is New Orleans, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Jackson, Mississippi, Lafayette, Louisiana. So those are some of the areas in the risk of this significant severe weather also. And some areas in the 45 are Baton Rouge, Jacksonville, Clinton, Pearl, Mississippi. Some of those areas are in that 45% chance and in the significant of severe weather here. So you will have to watch. If you're in that region, get prepared now while you have the time for potentially some tornadoes, in which some could be significant here. Okay, now we're going to look at the reflectivity, see what happens here. So we're going to move on to tomorrow. We're going to start seeing some showers around 7, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. They become a lot more thunderstorms around 3 p.m., but those aren't the severe thunderstorms. They're just regular thunderstorms. But as we go into tomorrow night around 7 p.m., these storms become strong, with a few of them producing large hail, damaging wind here, potentially a few tornadoes, a couple being intense as we keep going on to 7 a.m. See more strong thunderstorms. Then moves into Louisiana and Mississippi. It looks more like a line here, but we will have to watch still for a few tornadoes, damaging wind, large hail. We'll have to watch for all those threats here, but it's looking mainly like a line here. It looks like out in front we could have cells here that we'll have to watch for a tornado threat here. We also have, it looks like a line of supercells potentially, and if we do see that, that means we'll have a better chance of spin-ups in this line here. So we will have to watch that closely. So we're going to really watch that very, very closely. It looks mainly though like a line to me on the NAM3K here. That means probably a less tornado threat, but still shows that we could have a few supercells in that line that could spin up a few tornadoes with that around 7 p.m. on Tuesday here. We could be seeing a line of strong thunderstorms with damaging wind, hail, and probably tornadoes, with a couple being significant here. Okay, we're going to look at our instability here, see how much instability we have. Right now we don't really have much instability here. So, and as we move on, we start getting some more instability as we go into tomorrow night. As the thunderstorms start to develop, we have about 1,000 to 2,000 joules per kilogram, so that's definitely enough for severe weather. Then it moves into Louisiana and Mississippi. We're seeing about 1,000 to 2,000 joules per kilogram, so we will have enough for severe weather here. 1,000 is all you need for severe weather, and we have even 2,000 joules per kilogram for some of these areas. So we will definitely have enough instability for these thunderstorms as we head into tomorrow night into Tuesday. Okay, here is our moisture here. We have about 40 degree moisture here, but get into the 60s tomorrow. That's definitely enough for severe weather. All you need is probably about 55 for severe weather to happen, and we have more than enough here. 60s, and then even near 70s near that moderate risk region for Tuesday here. So we are going to see enough moisture for severe weather for some of these areas here. As you watch here, we have quite a bit of moisture going on for areas of Louisiana and Mississippi, probably a lot more than Texas here. So 60s, even 70s. So we definitely have plenty of moisture for these areas here. Okay, here is our significant tornado parameter that basically puts everything together here into basically the rating of seeing a potential significant tornado. But don't forget, this is a significant tornado parameter. So if this is your chances of seeing a significant tornado, that means your chances of seeing a tornado are higher than this here. So we're going to look forward here. We don't see much going on right now on the significant tornado parameter, but we see those values start to rise here as we go into tomorrow. Around about, shows probably around 6 here on the significant tornado parameter. So even some 4s, 5s here on the significant tornado parameter. And then as we move into more of Texas here, we start seeing some higher values near 8, even near 9 on the significant tornado parameter. That's pretty big here in Texas, so that's why I think we could have a moderate risk issued if we see these values continue like this, then those values start to go away into there's still going to be about 2.44 on the significant tornado parameter, meaning tornadoes are going to still be possible here. And then we see these values still pretty high. This shows still about 7 here on the significant tornado parameter as we head into Tuesday morning, it looks like. And then as we move on, we see some high values in Louisiana here, potentially getting near 8, maybe getting close to 9 on the significant tornado parameter. So, and then we still see some very high values as we head into Mississippi and Louisiana, around 5, 6 on the significant tornado parameter, maybe getting close to 8 there. And then those values are still pretty high, but not as high as they once were as we head into Tuesday night, potentially 4 or 5 the significant tornado parameter. So that's pretty high here. The best chances look to be here in Texas tomorrow, according to this model here, and then probably Louisiana um, um, Tuesday morning into the afternoon Tuesday. So that's looking like the most biggest time for at least tornadoes and potentially 1 or 2 significant tornadoes potential in those areas. So it's showing that there will be a favorable environment for tornadoes here according to this model here. But we can't always just look at one model for tornadoes here. We're going to be looking at the HRR now, or HRRR, the tornado threat, and we see not much going on right now, of course. As we go into tomorrow, we see some high values, not as high as in the M3K, but still shows about a 5. That's still pretty big here on the significant tornado parameter, meaning that there will be a few significant tornadoes possibly for Texas. Start seeing some higher values, potentially getting near 7 to 8 here. In some areas of Texas, still some 5s here for most of eastern Texas here. As we keep going on, you still see some decent values here, and then we see these values start to rise here as we head on into the HRRR here, potentially near, looks like they're around 7 here on the significant tornado parameter. So that's pretty big here. We can't look any forward after this, but it shows as we head into Tuesday, these parameters start going up for this area. So we are going to have to be very concerned for Monday night into Tuesday afternoon here. We'll have to watch for potentially tornadoes and significant tornadoes being possible here. So I'll be providing updates probably the next few days here. And right now we're seeing some high values here. Going to be heading into the next day here. We also have the FV3 I want to show you guys what the values are showing on here. Shows nothing going on really now, but we see some higher values start to go about 1, 2, potential 3 or 4, 5 on the significant tornado parameter here. Then they lower, and then these values start to get a little higher as I head in Louisiana, Mississippi, but this one doesn't think really that high as significant tornado parameters. Maybe 1 to 2 here, but it's not showing as high as the HRRR or the NAM3K is showing here. That's very interesting. That is a possibility here. We have to look at all models for possibilities in there. This one's showing a less chance of tornadoes here, or significant tornadoes at least, in these areas, but it is still showing the tornado risk, so we still are going to have to watch for a tornado risk and a few potential significant tornadoes for Louisiana and Mississippi. This will continue to be monitored over the next few days, but you will have to get prepared. If you're in any of these areas, you should be preparing now for potentially a significant tornado outbreak for any of these areas if this does turn out as it's showing here on the models. So be prepared, don't be scared here. Okay, I wanted to provide just a quick update today. I'll have more of a better update tomorrow on my usual slideshow, but because the weekend I really didn't feel like making a slideshow, I'll make it tomorrow though. But thank you guys for watching. I wanted to make an update for you guys to let you know of what's going on here over the next few days. So pay attention, especially if you're in this yellow area that I circled here. Pay attention for potentially some severe weather, including tornadoes potentially in this area. So be prepared if you're in this region. This area needs to be on high alert for severe weather the next few days here. I'll try my best to live stream the next few days. I'm going to be doing some test streams tonight. So if you see me testing my stream or something, if you see me stream tonight, it'll just be a test stream, kind of streaming some stuff here to prepare for this event here. Because I hope I can get it where I can stream overnight for you guys while I'm sleeping, but I wasn't able to. But thank you guys for watching. hopefully you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.